Good morning, Internet. Good morning, subscribers, viewers. Welcome here to this amazing day, Friday. It is my belief that wherever your time zone, wherever you are okay. In this video, we continue to talk about the case in Congo where M23 forces led by Colonel Nangaa have taken over the city of Uvira. Reports coming out of Uvira say that the M23 forces were met by residents who cheered them on as they approached the city. Now this tells you something about the city of Uvira. Uvira is directly across the border from Bujumbura in Burundi. Not too far. Now the question is, where is the M23 forces headed to? They could be making their way over to maybe Bukavu, Kivu, and eventually to Kinshasa, as other reports suggest. But clearly, it looks like the M23 have an upper hand here in the eastern part of Congo, as they are operating without any force trying to counter their attack. We haven't seen any response from the government of Tshisekedi in Kinshasa. He's sitting pretty. I don't know what he's waiting for to contain or to confront the M23. Where other reports suggest that he has a poorly trained army that cannot withstand the M23. Now that does not explain why he cannot confront the M23 offensive. Now it is interesting to see what will unfold. So far, we have not heard anything from the Rwandan strongman, Lieutenant Paul Kagame, Lieutenant General Paul Kagame. Neither have we heard anything so far from President Tshisekedi in Kinshasa. We will be watching this space keenly and see where this is headed to, and then we'll report back as soon as we are confident of the information that we are putting out there. Now, it is interesting to hear that Ethiopia is also getting ready to go to war with Eritrea over a port dispute. These two countries are familiar with each other. They know their territories very well when it comes to war. Now, sorry about that. This is another space that we are watching closely to see where things are gonna go. It is interesting to see that in Africa, every day we wake up to a certain crisis. If it's not a crisis about war, it's a crisis about something. Now, 4 days ago, we were talking about the coup in Benin that did not succeed after being foiled by the Nigerian forces. And then from there we learned that there was a plane, a military cargo plane, a C-130, that overflew the space of Mali, Ibrahim Traore's territory, without any permission. Now the pilots were forced to land their C-130. The Nigerian pilots were forced to land their C-130 or they be blown off in the air. So they chose to land the C-130 in the Mali territory, and investigations continued as to why the 8-man crew was flying a C-130 in a space that clearly was off their course, and why they were in the airspace in the first place. We do not know what the answers were, but according to sources from Mali, Captain Ibrahim Traore led the 8-man crew for the C-130 to go. He let them free after a couple of days to fly back to Nigeria. There was no comments in all those days from the administration in Abuja or Ibadan, Lagos, from Bola Tinubu's administration, that he's been accused of interfering in Benin under the command of under the direction of the French requests. Under that and that there are certain terms under which even the ECOWAS force intervene. And before that, there has to be diplomatic maneuvers to see where things stand before an intervention. But this one was a quick one that we did not understand how it came about, and nobody was providing sufficient information as to why things happened so fast. Now we understand that the coup leaders from Benin all went to exile in Togo, and that is why they are hiding. President Talon is lucky to survive, and this was a wake-up call for all those leaders in power that are not doing the right thing. Wake-up call for all those African leaders that are not doing the right thing. Your day is coming. We have general elections coming up in Uganda in early next year, 2026, where President Museveni, a clear octogenarian man, is running against Bobi Wine. We don't know how that will pan out, but the elections is just started gathering traction. Bobi Wine attracting huge crowds wherever he goes, and Museveni is struggling to address a gathering of mainly school children paid to attend, and a few small crowds and his heavily guarded motorcade. This man has been in power since 1986. Don't know how long he wants to be at the helm in that country, but clearly he's not adding any value that we have not seen or felt since all these years. It is important to observe this election with open eyes and resistance to any maneuver or any manipulation of any kind to the voting system. Then after the Ugandan election, we're gonna deal with the big elephant in the room, the Kenyan election. That is the space to watch. William Ruto pitted against opposition big wings, Kalonzo Musyoka, Matiang'i, and the likes of Gachagua from Central Province, was William Ruto's number 2 before being bungled out. Now he's clearly leading an onslaught against William Ruto in Central Province. This is interesting because Central Province was Ruto's stronghold in the last general election. With the votes of the Central Province people going elsewhere, Ruto will struggle to retain power, but it's believed that he wants to do everything heavenly possible to survive an onslaught. That includes, of course, stealing of the votes. We've seen that before. We've seen servers that have cooked figures that have never been open to the public today for scrutiny. When it comes to elections, Kenya has bad manners all through. Bad manners all through. They cannot pass a test of a clean election. That having said, we are looking forward for the participation and see what they do. It was interesting. It's taken only 21 minutes to get here to downtown. A clear indication today that there was no traffic to be dealt with. Traffic was flawless today, was moving very, very smooth. This is Inner Harbor, downtown Baltimore City. That is the Whole Foods store. And viewers, with this video here, we come to the end of today's edition. Catch up with you in another video. This afternoon. which we believe you will enjoy as much as you enjoy this one, guys. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.